You know why? Because I love to grow things. I love planting. And that's the way I feel when I'm coaching people. It's like you're coaching them to grow. You're planting seeds and you're yielding some harvest. And so that's why the color green. Someone else asked and said, Dr. B, I think green is your favorite color. I really like green just because it represents growth. And other people would say it represents money, 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 money. But you know, all right, guys, we thank God so much for this morning, for an opportunity for us to gather like this. I always have to acknowledge His presence, always have to thank Him for giving us this opportunity because if it wasn't for God, we would not wake up this morning, but we're here, we're breathing, we're talking, our intellect, everything is complete so that we can do business. God, we thank you and we welcome your presence in this room for the next hour or so that we'll be here. Have your way in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Amen, everyone. All right. All right. So, for those of you who are just coming in, my name is Dr. B. Amen. Thank you, Anna. And I am the founder of Kind Touch Healthcare Services, a pediatric and adult home care agency which I have operated for over a decade. I am also the founder of Vision Growers Consulting, an agency where we help people start their own home care agency in all 50 states, and we help to coach and mentor. That is the thing I love to do. Hey, Crystal. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Good morning. That's what I love to do, to see other people grow. Thank you for grabbing your daily heart me. I appreciate that so much. And I am a mother. I'm a wife. I am an entrepreneur. Thank you. Hey, Red. And I am God's daughter. That's how I like to put it. And if someone says, what is a credential that gives you the audacity to think you can teach others? Thank you, Red. I'm going to tell you, over a decade in this business, doing it for myself, and more than that, doing it for other people. And over 30 years, almost over 30. Oh my God, I'm telling my age. It is 30 years, a little more maybe, in the healthcare field as a nurse. I have a bachelor's degree in nursing. I have a master's in nursing, a master's in healthcare management, and a doctorate degree in healthcare management. I use all my knowledge to be dangerous to just a little bit of point. And dangerous in a good way, dangerous to make sure that you get the right information. Because part of the reason I came on TikTok was people were giving all kinds of information. I'll tell you what happened to me this week. I had a one-on-one consultation, and that's for all of you who've been asking me, Dr. B, how do we get an appointment with you? If you are not in our Deluxe Success Club, you can go to my bio and there is a link to schedule a one-on-one appointment with me. For those in the Deluxe Club, they know they can access me at any time. That's one of the benefits. They can call, they can email, they can leave a message in our WhatsApp group, and we get to talk to them at any time. They can get me, call me, I'll wake up and wipe my eyes, and I hope they don't call me in the middle of the night. But anyway, I had a meeting with someone this week. And during the one-on-one consultation, he wanted to open a home care agency. And so we talked about it. I presented all the facts and the cost, because many people are on here telling people that it costs about $50 or it doesn't cost anything to open a home care agency. And in my wildest dream, I cannot imagine what kind of home care agency you are opening for that amount of money. And I say that because you're going to have to pay your state. And the cheapest I've seen any state, and I think is Pennsylvania. Hi, my real destiny. Thank you for coming in. And I think the cheapest I've seen the state charge is $100, and that's Pennsylvania. Or maybe there's another state that's $50. But even at that, hey, Mimi. Good morning. I was over at Mimi's live stream, and just a few minutes ago. And y'all, while you're in here, say hello, and interact with each other, engage with other people, and say good morning to other people and follow them. Oh, thank you, Mimi. Mimi says you look so beautiful. Mimi, I was just explaining that. Good morning, Titi Lola. I was just saying that I had to take my hair down. In fact, I was still in bed this morning when my assistant called. Dr. B, did you take down your hair last night? Because I got to come do your hair. I'm like, yes. Because she said the grays are showing. You can't tell nobody anything. So they can see that I'm not 30. And if I said 40, they'll still be questioning, like, are you sure? Are you sure? But thank you for telling me I'm beautiful. So, and for the first time, Mimi and y'all, my eyes will be going in two places so that I'm giving attention to TikTok. I'm giving attention to, yes, thank you. I'm giving attention to YouTube. On our YouTube channel, Vision Growers Consulting, I'm going live on there for the first time today. We've been trying to grow that account. So if you've not followed us, follow us there, because the good thing about the YouTube account is that when we do the live stream, it's on there. What I used to do before was try to download it from here. Thank you, baby. Was try to download it from TikTok and go upload it there. And then my phone just ran out. I'm not a tech person, a techie person. Hello, Steiko. Good to see you. Oh, Mimi, thank you for grabbing your heart, me. So now, if I do live stream on TikTok and on YouTube, and you want to go back to see and listen and hear what we talked about, you can get it because it's going to stay on YouTube. Hey, Donna, thank you for grabbing the heart. Me. William, thank you for grabbing your belly heart. Me. Thank you guys for grabbing your heart. Me. Thank you for the kisses. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. So I was telling you about this consultation I had. So I broke down the cost for this person based on how much his state was charging, because his state charges about 1,400, and then our fee to provide the services of getting the policies done and all the documents. Thank you for those populace, Mimi. And he said, I'm sorry, I don't think I can continue because I could do the 1,000, but I cannot do the 7,500. And I said, well, there is no business that you can start. No, at least for home care, in healthcare. I'm not sure that you can do it legitimately. Thank you, Rev. The way that you ought to do it if you don't spend money. Because think about it, you're going to spend money in marketing, you're going to spend money initially to operate, to do your licensing, even to register with the state. Thank you, Mimi, for grabbing those. Tap tap tap, everyone, tap tap tap. So it does cost money, and my point is, if you're spending money to grow your business, if you're spending money to start a business, you need to know how to grow the business, right? Hey, Kami, good morning. Good to see you. Purple Grace, good to see you. Y'all, please share out the live stream, because what that does is help us help TikTok. This is what I hear they do. I repeat what I hear. It allows them to send other people, but in my opinion, what it does, it encourages more viewers, and also it allows me to not just go back all the time, because when they come and then they leave and then I have to repeat myself, but that's the nature of the gig, I guess. So today we want to talk about, how do you grow it after you've spent the money, you've registered your business? And by the way, for those of you who are just coming in and looking for these information, because when I leave this live stream, I get a lot of DMs that say, so what is the steps? I have now put together, your girl has figured out Linktree. I'm telling you. So I decided I was going to do something. For I think some people do better when they see things with their eyes and they hold it with their hands. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I have put a checklist together. If you go on my bio, thank you, Rev. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. If you go on my bio, you will see a free link that says a free checklist for starting a home care agency. Just click on it and you can download it. Thank you, Rev. I appreciate that. Oh my God, we made our goal. Thank you. Thank you so much. So just go to my bio. If you go up there to where my name is, and now it's not on it's not on YouTube. You got to go to TikTok. And it is right there. You go to my bio, you click the bio. On that bio, you will see the link is towards the bottom. Thank you. You'll see it where it says a checklist for starting your home care agency. So it's just a general thing that gives you an idea because a lot of people just don't know where to start. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate that. A lot of people just don't know where to start. So I put that there, a checklist. It's for free. You don't have to pay any money for that. And I'm working on the book that because some people like to have something to keep by the side. Also, if you go on there, for those of you who may not know, thank you. I appreciate that. We are hosting a webinar next week. I think it's Saturday, next week, Saturday. If you've ever wanted to get into government contracting, I made this specifically for home care agency owners because a lot of home care agency owners, yes, do not know that there are contracts. Everyone is talking about, Crystal is like, yeah, everyone is talking about how they are going to get private payers and they don't understand that there are contracts for non-medical home care agencies and they don't even know how to position themselves to get that contract. Again, go to my bio. If you go to my bio right here, it is when you click on the link tree link on my bio, it's the first thing that you see there. Hi, Grace. Thank you. It's the first thing that you see there, and you can click and register for that class. It's a 4-hour class, and once you register, we'll send you information on what you should bring. Because in that class, we are going to teach you how to register for your sam.gov account. Okay. Oh, okay. Too Nice says, do you need Medicaid? No, you do not. This is separate. So that's one of the things we're going to be learning. There's so many revenue sources in home care, but a lot of people only think about private pay and Medicaid. You hear a lot of people talk about Medicaid. Medicaid is good, but there are also contracts, and I'm not talking federal government contract. Let's start from the bottom. Everyone looks up and they miss what's down here. Your city, like yesterday, I got an invitation to bid on a contract for two of our cities. For those of you in Georgia, for Towns County and another county. And it is a contract for wellness program. So listen very carefully. It is a contract just to go in and teach the elderly how to exercise. It's like a jazzercise class or something like that, and do wellness. It includes transportation and all kinds of things. And it is offered by your county. And there are those that are offered by your city and by your state. So on Saturday, this coming Saturday, when I started this program, and I always want to put it out there, this class is always $2,000, but I am doing it for $147. Am I crazy? Maybe it's possible. But the reason that I want to do this was supposed to just be for my deluxe club members. It was going to be, and for them, they don't pay anything. It's free for my deluxe club members. But I figured a lot of people have been asking me, so I said, well, why not just invite them in and they can get to understand. So at the end of the day, we're going to have you registered for your sam.gov account because that's always one of the first criteria. $147. When you go to my profile, my bio, you'll see when you click the link, you'll see MFM. Good morning. MFM accessory, she says, long time. I never get a response about the names I sent to you. Don't say that. You know how many people reach out to me. If I didn't respond, and so many messages, the DM flashes by. If you don't send me an email, I may never see, because by the time I get up, there's like 200 DMs, and I'm not exaggerating. And I keep telling people, if you reach out, I'm one person. And just think about that. I'm one person responding to a lot of people. If you don't hear back from me, send me a message again and say, hey, Dr. B, I sent you a message and you didn't respond. And why wouldn't I respond? Why not? I respond to people I don't even know. Think about that. The only people I don't respond to on TikTok are the people who come and say, hey, babe, how about if I put $100 in your bank account? I'm like, oh my God. I have seen so many Elon Musk and so many, I'm not even going to say, just coming. It's like Elon Musk is all over my DM trying to give me money. And I'm just like, okay, then. It's so, yes. So please, MFM, send me a message and I will respond, okay? Especially if you are a subscriber. I prioritize, that's why I put stars. I prioritize my subscribers on here. And then my deluxe club members are just a whole different breed. I do not play with them because I take it very seriously that God has put these responsibilities in my hand to help other people achieve their dreams. This is about your legacy. This is about your children. This is about your family. This is about your money. I do not play with either one of those. So please, if you didn't hear back from me, send me a message again. Okay. All right. So the first thing I always talk about is the foundation laying. The very first step, choosing the right model. And that's why I'm talking about these different payer sources. There's a private pay, there is a government funded. Do you know that there are some home care agencies that are nonprofit? You can choose that route. Everyone talks about limited liability corporation. Mine is an LLC, but I also own a nonprofit organization that does other things. It's called Blessings Heart. If you guys find Google it or you want to check me out, it's called Blessings Heart Foundation. So, but concerning home care, you don't have to just make it an LLC. You can do a nonprofit, okay? For it can be what I mean, a nonprofit can be an LLC or an incorporation as well. But what I'm saying, it doesn't just have to be a private for-profit organization. Your home care agency. Thank you, Grace, for sharing out the live. Thank you for the follow. Is it Shelly Nista? Thank you. Thank you. Your home care agency can be a nonprofit organization. That is the different model. And if you choose that model, there is some great benefits that come with that as well. And we can talk about that another time. But there are different models you can choose to do the private what is it called? The private pay model, which is a for profit. You can choose the franchise model where you can buy from other people. And if you remember, we did a live stream a while back about franchising. You can choose to do like a government funded. It's really, there's so many ways to skin this cat, and I don't mean a real cat. The other, thank you for grabbing that heart, me. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. The other thing that is important for those of you who keep sending me messages and saying, I want to start, I just don't know where to begin. Again, go to my profile. There is a quick checklist there that kind of gives you a little breakdown of what you can do on your own and where you will need someone. It is for free. Just click and download it. It's about 2.5 pages of just information for you. It's free. Okay. And so the other part of what is really critical is your compliance. If you guys are following me, hey Ems, you can see that I am this week, I spend so much time posting videos about compliance. Why I did that is because so many people have been coming with a lot of citations that I have to help them correct. I'm helping people write a plan of correction because they got a survey from their state and they were cited. Guys, can you tap for me? Mimi said, please tap, tap, tap. I'm giving you great information. There's 16 of us in this room. And so if you would tap, I would really appreciate it. And also, I always tell people, thank you all for tapping. Thank you all for, inviting others. Thank you, Grace. There is a kiss on here. I appreciate you. Blessed life. Thank you for liking. And also share out the live stream. It really does help. Okay, and it makes TikTok push the live stream out to the FYP so other people who need this information can come in. Because a lot of people, thank you, Jojo. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. A lot of people send me messages this morning when I woke up and I hold myself. I'm like, I am not going to be addicted to social media. I'm not going to be addicted to the people who need my help either. So when I was ready to get on live, to get on TikTok, I saw a few messages that said, I have already, I mean, like from different places, different people, four of them this morning. I have my agency already. It's been 4 months, it's been 6 months, it's been a year. I don't have a client. I don't know what to do. And I say, go schedule a one on one. Let's just, because everybody is different. Your business is different. You are different. The way that you approach things are different. I'm going to teach a similar thing. And then you're going to take it. And that's why oftentimes I want to do like a one-on-one with my deluxe club members, because everyone understands and receive things differently. And then how you receive it is how you apply it to your agency. And that's how you lead, and that's how you win or how you lose. So I want you, if you can share and just invite others. And there is a place at the table for everyone. Don't think that because you invite other people into the space, then you are not going to get enough. There is enough in this business for everybody. Mimi, thank you so much for those formulas. I appreciate it. So the compliance and licensing part is the most critical. And it because not everybody know how to understand how to interpret policy and procedures. And you have to, and you don't know how to write it. Yes, you may go to Chat GPT because everyone's using Chat GPT, and I love Chat GPT because you can use it to do different things. But for me, Chat GPT is a tool that you have to apply knowledge to. It is not, you take it to the knowledge that you already have and teach it how to walk your present knowledge. If you just go to ChatGPT and say, create me a policy and procedure manual, ChatGPT goes into the airwaves and it gathers information and it creates something for you which may not align with what your individual state policy is. So that's why getting a good policy and procedure manual is important. So that's part of the foundation laying for your agency. And once you get it, once you have gotten your license or your permit, whatever it's called in your state, remember we're now talking about laying the groundwork for your agency, right? How to grow a successful home care agency. Thank you for sharing out the live, Grace. This is what we're talking about. Today's live stream is about growing your successful home care agency. So the first thing is setting up a groundwork, setting up your foundation, because a lot of people get into this business saying, oh, I don't like my boss. And I tell you, that cannot be your reason. Because if you're getting in because you hate your boss, somebody else gonna hate you too. We all hate our boss at different time. Let there be another different reason, like a good strong why that will keep you when the storm of business comes. Yes, because the storm of business, thank you for those kisses, thank you. The storm of life will come. Yesterday I had hey Gracie, I see you coming in there. Yesterday, I had a conversation with a very good. Thank you, Gracie. She said, you look beautiful, Mama. Thank you. I appreciate that. I did what you told me to do. I was telling them how you called me very early and said, did you take down your hair? So I did. So I had conversation with a very good friend of mine who is very wealthy, he's been running a very successful business for years. I'm telling you this about when the storm of business hits you. If you did not have a good reason and you didn't have a foundation, your business will go down and you will give up at the slightest anything. It could be because you didn't get clients as quickly as you wanted. Thank you, Crystal. Or because you did not, something happened, your caregiver left you, somebody betrayed you, something, thank you for viewing the bio, and you give up. So she called me and she said, I'm going through a hard time. I'm thinking of selling my house and my business. Mind you, she's owned a multi-million dollar business for years. And I'm telling you this about people who are already up there, right? In business, and then something hit. And I had to kind of help her navigate that yesterday, sent her over to my friend who is a vice president of a bank. Most of you who attended my last master class may have met him, and I shared his number so that she can have access. Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you. I am both on TikTok and on YouTube. So when you see my eyes over here, I am looking at the people on TikTok. Good morning. Go ahead and say hello in the chat for me. Good morning. So we had to kind of chat about it. I'm like, I don't think you need to sell your home. But that was like she was going to coming to her last resort was I sell the house so that I can keep the business, the children and I, we can figure out something because she's got this huge contract coming up and it's about $100,000. And for me, that was a small contract. $100,000 was a small contract. And for her, I'm like, this is typically a small contract for you. Why is this a problem? Because she needed to hold that contract and make that payment first before the state could release money. But in a normal situation, that wouldn't have been a problem for her, you know? But at this moment, that thing that happens in business comes and it happens to everyone. So, yesterday, when I had another meeting and someone said to me, can you promise me that when I get into the business, I'm going to have clients, I'm going to be successful? I said, I can never make such a promise. If anyone makes such a promise, they're not being honest because we're talking business. Number one, you get out what you put in. If you are going to spend the time to learn the business, to apply yourself and start with the foundation, you are going to be successful. What I can promise you is that this business is very successful. It's a very lucrative business. I can promise you that with my eye closed at all times because I've done it for over a decade. What I cannot promise you is that you will get hit the ground and run. No, because everyone is different, right? Tap the screen for me, guys. And if you're in here and you haven't grabbed your daily heartbeat, please do that. I will appreciate you. I would love to see the number of the fan club grow. And so you guys can have access. Hey, Patty Toe, great. I've been messing up people's names. Forgive me when I do. All right, so grab the heartbeat. It's a penny. It's like when you grab a ticket to go into some webinar and you sit and you listen and you get some good information. So I appreciate you when you do that. All right, so compliance and licensing are critical. Make sure that you have that. Even if your individual state, I believe it's Ohio and a few other states, may not want you to immediately get a license. They may say there is no licensing required. That's fine. You still have to have policies. You still want to run a business because if you say, I'm going to get into this pay your source or that pay your source, they may ask you to see how are you training your people? What is your scope of practice? And what are your policies concerning documentation? So policy and procedures are very important. And number two, you've gotten it. You've gotten someone to write you a good policy and procedure, which we do. We personalize the policy and procedure manual for your individual state, for everyone that we open for, or someone who comes to us just for that. The next step is don't go. Let me find a book. You know how people put their Bible? This is not a Bible, but it's my, I use this. I use this very, very much. It's how I take notes. But you know how people put their Bible by their bedside just to wave off the devil? Y'all know what I'm talking about. They never read the Bible, but they just put the Bible by the bedside. Hope Joy says, "Good morning, good morning. Good to see you, Hope Joy." And so some people take their policy and procedure manual after, oh, shaka boom boom, shaka boom boom. Thank you, Red. I appreciate this so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. How do you keep talking when stuff like this is going on? I just don't know how. I appreciate that so much. It's like getting a massage from a puppy and listening to music and Galaxy all at once. Whew, thank you. He just makes my heart, he just makes me so happy. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes. Oh, like my assistant will say, Mary Wello. Mary. Thank you. So, when you have gotten your policy and procedure manual done nicely for you, do not, Crystal say, I know. Yes, so Gracie's laughing. That's what Gracie tells me. Oh, she said, Mary Wello. So after you've gotten your policy and procedure manual nicely done for you, please do not go and put Titi says she must be Nigerian. Yes, she is. Do not go and put it by the corner in your office because I've gone to, before in the state of Georgia, I used to have, when people consult with me, I would go to their office and help them set up their office. It was a lot. So I stopped. Georgia's big. I stopped doing that. I do that with people, via Zoom. And so I would go and I would say, where's your policy manual? They would have to go find it because they don't know where it is. In my office, for those of you who've been, Crystal, you've been to my office. Most of the people on here, I don't know if Gina is on here, have been to my office. Gina traveled from Florida to see me, and I do not take that for granted. My policy manuals sit on a, I have so many because I do pediatrics. So I have policy for pediatrics and everything. They sit in front of me. I, we put them on a shelf. So when I look, I see them because I'm opening them, they're tearing up and replacing them because you have to update them as the state's regulation changes. These are the first steps of what you do before you start. If your mind is like, let me go get clients, go get clients, you're going to get in trouble. So the first thing I tell my people to do, once we give you this policy manual, you sit down, you look at the most relevant. Thank you, Mimi. I appreciate that. You look at the most relevant policies, your scope of practice. That is extremely important. And you put a sticky by it. You get to know it so that you can teach your caregivers, so that you can teach your staff. Because if you yourself do not know it, how are you going to teach your people? There's no way that you can teach them what you don't know. And so you have an agency that is not standing on a firm foundation, an agency that can fall at any moment, an agency that's going to have revolving doors, an agency that's going to have the state cite you every time they come to review you, an agency where other payer sources, other companies will not take you seriously because they find that you are not stable, right? Even referral sources, because clients will talk. When the hospital or let's say an organization refers clients to you, they often go back and say, it's not going so great. Such and such happened. The caregiver came into my house and just walked in with shoes on, or this or that. There's so much that goes on. So from that policy and procedure manual, you can then also create like a small field handbook. I do that for people. I create a small field handbook that is for your field staff because nobody's going to carry that big old manual all the time. But you do want to teach them what you can and cannot do. For instance, if your agency is non-medical in terms of it only does companion sitter, and you get a client that requires you to brush their teeth, give them a bath, do a G-tube feeding, you have just messed up, because that is not in your scope of practice. Your agency was a companion and homemaker agency. You have just now become a PCA agency where you're providing personal support services. And should the state audit you or survey you, you're going to be in trouble. So you see how your foundation is not stable? That's why it is important. Guys, watch the videos that I post. I give you real life nuggets. For my purpose is not about just gaining the followership or whatever on here. I came for a reason. Because I see that there is potential for a lot of people to do well, but they're not. You know, and not only for you, for the people who work for you, and for the community, the people that you care for. So when I post a video, it's not something, hello Olua Wemio, thank you for following me. When I come on here, it's about getting you to run a successful business. When I post my video, I don't just pull it out of thin air. I pull it out of the policy, I pull it out of my experience, I pull it out of what is happening in this industry in this moment. And so when you follow, when you really pay attention to those videos, save them so that you can go back and look at them, because sometimes people, thank you for the follow. Some people say to me, I've been looking for you, I can't see you anymore. Well, another thing is, be a part of the fan club and you'll see what's happening. But watch those videos, save them, bookmark them, whatever you need to do, so that when you have question, you have a coach from a distance. Even if you're not part of my deluxe club, even though if you are, you get a lot more. Okay, just put that plug in there for you. All right. So if this part feels overwhelming to you, again, there is a deluxe club that you can get into, where we're going talking about things step by step. We're taking it there right now. The deluxe club that we have right now, because we have them in cohort, there are two groups of people in that club. There are the people who are waiting for us to finish their licensing, and there are people who had their license but are not really kickstarting. We're kickstarting them because maybe they had the license for a while and no clients, and there's some extra things that we have to do, like get them into different payer sources and get them to understand how to market. Hello, gentle. So there is that opportunity for you as well. Number two, this is all part of laying the foundation. You've laid the foundation. I'm gonna stop for a minute and ask a question. Does licensing and compliance seem like a hard thing? Type a response in the chat for me. I'd like to know, because I get so many questions. We This is something that is heavy, and so how do you feel about that? Does it seem like a really difficult thing for you to go through the compliance and the licensing? How do you feel so far? Because I can't just keep talking. I gotta drink coffee, y'all. Crystal says, not hard, but intricate. Yes, it really is. You have to be very careful. Absolutely. You do. Because when the state comes, Mimi says, no. Okay, we're 25 of us. Engage, engage. What do you want me to do? I've been trying to learn how to talk fast, like those rooms. Grab it these, grab it that, do these, type here. No, you got to say these. Da, 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 da. If I do that, I will cut my lips all over the place. I cannot. I'm a very step by step teacher. So, but I'm going to say this. Respond, say something in the group, interact in the chat. So I know Anna is laughing. Yes, say something in the chat. So I know it helps me to know whether you're getting what I'm putting down or I'm just talking by myself. Because thank you for viewing my bio. Some people might think they're very good at teaching, only to find out that nobody's picking up what they're putting down. So let me know if you're picking up what I'm putting down, or we should just stop it right here, right? And we would all just go home and call it a day. Tom's Bill said, first time, please, how can I start my own home care business? You are in the right place, Tom Biz. Welcome. Welcome to the room. Bless 42 says, definitely informative. Thank you. I love the responses. To for Tom's Bill, and if I say your name wrong, your TikTok name wrong, forgive me. Go to my profile here. There are two things that I would encourage you to do, maybe three, maybe three. First, there is a free checklist that I have on there. Download it. It kind of gives you information about the first things that you want to do, and you should be able to do on your own, just like finding a name, going to the Secretary of State website and registering your information and getting your IRA's number. And another thing I would like to ask you before I continue, Tomsville, what state are you in? Can you type your state in there so I know? So you get that free checklist so that you can go and say, okay, I've done this, I've done this. The next step I need to do is this. You can reach out to us by clicking on the consulting link in there where it says 30 minutes consultation with Dr. B. And you can get a consultation where we just talk about you. York, Pennsylvania. I have another Pennsylvanian. We are actually submitting another Pennsylvanian. He is in our group, in our Deluxe Success Club. So yes, and we help with Pennsylvania as well. But go check out that. And then if you want, schedule a one-on-one and subscribe to my TikTok Success Club. I have every Sunday. Last Sunday, we didn't meet for the first time in a month. I have a TikTok Success Club here, which we meet on Sundays at 8 p.m. I do a little bit more teaching, and then you get access to ask me questions and all of those things. Madam Andre, Gina, I was just talking about you. It wasn't gossip, I was just mentioning. Uh, See, William said, let's go, PA. Welcome. That's another Pennsylvanian. You need to connect with him. Tomsville, you see where it says Staco, connect with Staco. He's another person in Pennsylvania. And what I love to do is have people from different states connect. We have a lot of Texans in here at our TikTok subscribers. And if you want to subscribe, it is where it says service. You can subscribe right there. Florida, we have Hope Joy. Madam Andres, see, there is a Floridian in the house, I mean. So we have a lot of Floridans. Madam Andre drove from Florida. I do not take that for granted to come and see me. And I was like, when she said she was coming, I was like, no way. But she did. And I feel very like I feel responsible in a way, because when God puts people in your path and in your hands, it is for a reason. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Patty, I just gonna call you Patty because Patty too great. Yes, it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to subscribe to that, it is right here where it says service. You can go ahead and subscribe. And so I feel you're laughing at me. I know because your name is like making me go. Hello, Ivy Nursing. Thank you for the follow. So you can subscribe the subscription, and I tell people if you're gonna subscribe, just do 6 months. If you're getting in, it's cheaper. Patty too great. Okay. Patty too great. And also it gives you an opportunity to get this learning. There is actually a young lady, I haven't seen her in a while. I think she's from Washington State, and she said to me, Dr. B, I took time one day and I watched all of your videos, and that was the first step I took to start the process of opening my own home care agency. I was like, oh my God, I was so happy. And I said, well, thank God. That means that what I'm doing is actually helping someone. And so when she needed to prepare for the survey, she called and she said, can I just check over? And we did a video and we looked at the house and the room where she was going to set up her office. And I'm sure she's doing great, because the last time I spoke with her, she had started seeing clients. So everyone is at a different pace. But she said, I just follow everything you said step by step. I got this done. I got that done. So Pay attention to the videos. The videos are not just, I don't know how to be, I don't know, no disrespect to just being a creator to get the followership. I do real work, but I don't mind the followership. I don't mind it. That means that there's more people being blessed. All right. So after you've set your foundation with your stuff, thank you for the follow, Thumbs Bill. After you've done all that you need to do with policy and you're set, now you go higher. All right. Kiki, good morning. Thank you for joining. So, some people always say to me, I have family members who are waiting for me to just start the business. I'm going to hire this one, hire that one. It's like they shouldn't. TikTok don't. And I'm like, slow down. And especially with family members, slow down. Because the people who will give you the most headache are your family members. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you know it, say yes, say absolutely. Patty to Great says absolutely. Yes. And I say it's funny. Thank you, Madam Andres. I appreciate the heart. Me hope Joy says true with an exclamation. True. So slow down. Anna says absolutely yes. Mimi says absolutely. Your family members will drag you to the gutter. So you want to have your policies in place. And this is how I operate. Whether our daughters work for us, they have to apply. I don't know why this earring is giving me a hard time. My husband bought it for me and I like it. I'm going to wear it, whether it likes it or not. So whether all our three girls have worked at different times throughout the decade of this agency, and at this moment our oldest daughter is the assistant administrator of our agency. Yes, the children will not drag us like other family members could and have, and I've learned. Thank you. She says beautiful. Thank you. Oh, Gracie, thank you for that heart me. So, but what we do is we set things in place. There is an order. All of them still have to do background checks. Yes, they're my children. They have to do background checks. They have to get all their TB skin tests. I'm the one paying for it. Go figure. But they're still when we're having them do everything so that if any other family member wants a job, you are coming in and you'll see if her children, if their kids are doing it, then we have no excuse. Yes, because you can't just show up and say, give me a job and command me around. No, it's a business and everyone must follow the policies and everyone must be answerable to the state. I made my bill payment last night. Please tell Grace sorry for the, oh, you shouldn't even say that up here. Miss Gina, it's okay. It's okay. We love you, and Gracie loves you. Gracie, respond to Madam Andrea in here. She's talking about y'all conversation. You guys had a conversation yesterday. You're a family. You see, we have different families, different kinds of families. Gracie says it's okay. So you need to make sure that you have your stuff in order. Now you build your team because now everybody, thank you, Anna, for grabbing those. Thank you, Mimi, for that heart, me. I appreciate that. So everyone that comes into your agency now is going to follow the process because there is a process that has been set up, right? To those of you on YouTube, everyone that's coming in must follow the process. My YouTube is dark. I don't know why, but you guys can still hear me. All right. Most agencies fail here because when they start hiring, they don't know how much am I going to pay someone. They don't know what forms are the people supposed to fill out. If it is an RN versus an LPN versus a caregiver, what am I supposed to do? A lot of people don't know what to do. For those of you who Crystal says, how do we get the stickers? And Crystal, go to where it's the place that you type in your communication, and then you will see. I think it's like for those who are subscribers. Thank you, babe. I didn't even know that. My husband just helped me with the YouTube. That was so dark. All right, there is a thing right there that for subscribers you can click it, and you are a subscriber. So that those stickers are for subscribers. You see the heart one, that's everybody, and then there is another one that you click. Okay, I hope that helps. Anna, help me if I didn't do it right. All right. So I want to ask a question for those of you who are. Thank you for the rose. For those of you who already have great provider picked it, thank you. If you already have an agency, have you tried hiring yet? Can you just drop a yes or not yet in the chat for me? If you started hiring, as soon as Hope Joy says yes. So Hope, you have an agency. What state is your agency? Crystal says not yet. Madam Andre says not yet. Hope Joy, what state is your agency in? Oh, you're in Florida. You just, I'm sorry. You see how my life goes? I just, I see it. I saw it a few minutes ago. Let's menopause maybe. We just we're gonna say it's due to my husband said it's the mean opus, not the main opus. It's a mean opus. Yes. All right. It makes you do some crazy things. Your brain just gets fried at some point. I'm telling you. It's not by choice. Forgive me. Hey Lily, good to see you. Crystal says, oh welcome in, welcome in. All right, so in Florida, you haven't started hiring yet. All right, so this is something you want to pay so much attention. Madam Andres says, same here, we're in the same. I'm telling you, this boat is not going to Jamaica. We wanted to go to Jamaica. This boat we're in, Gina, we don't know where this boat is going to. Thank you, it's bright now. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. So, what's going to happen now when you are ready to hire? Before you hire, you've taken time to look at your policy and procedures. You know what the state says about hiring. You know what kind of, I'm very particular. I may have OCD. The way I interpret policies, I interpret it in a very gentle and very close way because I want to be as close as possible to what the regulations of the state is. Hope Joy says I have 2 people hired and 3 in a hiring pool. Okay. You want to make sure, start now. If they needed a background check, they must get their background check. I've been a victim of this where you let them start and then you're like, we're going to get the background check later, and it becomes a problem. You got to make sure that your employee file is done to a T before you let them go out in the field. You know why? Because when people start making money, when they start collecting that paycheck, and you yourself don't want to disappoint your clients, it's very hard to go back and pull them out. We've had to pull people out of the field because we had a system where we were like, okay, this person could start and then later on. So you got to make sure they have their background checks very good, Hope Joy, drug test, CPR, everything that they are supposed to get done. Have it done. My battery's about to die. Give me 1 second. Have it done before they start. Have your file together because when the state comes to survey you, guess what? They are going to look at that employee file. The way they do it, they come in and they say, this employee, that employee, I need their folder. And if everything is not the way it should be, you get cited. Give me 1 second. I've plugged it. The laptop was going kaput, and there is someone on YouTube. I don't want them to miss out. And go ahead and say something while you're in here. Communicate with me, okay? I hope you're having a blessed day. All right. So you need to make sure that everything is in that employee folder. And first of all, you need to know what should be in the employee folder. That's part of the things we go through with our people. Once you've gotten your licensing, we go through that and we give you a packet and say, this is for hiring. We give you this other packet and that's for admission of your clients and all the things that you need to do. So put those things together. Once you've done that, you're ready to hire. But you also have to do a little bit of market research in your area to say, how much are people charging for a similar situation? Understand this. There is variation of charges, right? There's variation of payments. Um, you look stunning with the head. Oh, thank you, Madam Andrea. Thank you. I didn't feel so cute because Grace said, Mama, you look beautiful. And I love that because Grace was calling me very early this morning. She said, you need to take down your hair because she did the braids for me since I went on the medical mission trip in July. And she's like, the grace are showing. All the girls are telling me the grace are showing. So today I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to look, but let's just put this on. It worked. Thank you guys for the compliment. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Makes me have more confidence, like I needed that. Thank you. I needed it. So, you want to make sure that what you are paying your people is comparable to what other people, similar agencies, similar situations, similar payer sources are paying. Let me tell you what I'm finding. Brand new agencies, meaning you are new in the business, you just got your license, and you really, especially when it comes to nursing, you want a nurse so bad that you are offering them all your money. You're offering all your profit margins out to the nurse. My clinical manager was telling me something last week. She said, Dr. B, someone reached out to me for a job. I just want to tell you what they said. And so she told me about how much money they wanted to offer her. And I said to her, can I tell you something? She said, what? I said, it's a brand new agency. She was like, like, how do you know? I said, it's a brand new agency to offer that much money. And they will not have any benefits because, like our company, we're doing insurance, we're doing all these 401k where we match up to 4% and all of these things. But we're not going to offer you that kind of money because what they're offering you doesn't come with any benefits. What they're offering you is that they are desperate. And God forbid something happens to that one client, whomever they hired is out. But the nurse wouldn't care because the nurse gets their money, they walk over to the next place and they get another job. So you want to make sure that you understand how pay works, how payroll works after you've hired. And your policy, Suki, can I have home agency without benefits or insurance? Yes, you can. A lot of agencies don't offer. This is just what I do. You get to a point, I made that decision early on in my business. We started, I think the second year into my business was when I began to offer 401k. It's like, whoa, that was crazy. Other business people would have told me you're being crazy. But I knew I was an employee as well. And I knew that there were mostly women who worked for me. And my thinking was this: there would come a time when they could no longer run around and pick on 200 shifts at a time. I needed them to have something because I understood how it was. So a lot of agencies do not give you any of these benefits. And you are not required. There is no requirement for you to do that. It's up to you. As you see your business progresses, what you can do, then do that. Okay. All right. It's all about how you can keep your employees happy and maintain the status quo. Okay. So look at it. And another thing you want to know is that depending on who your payer source is, for example, contracts, with contracts, you may make a lot of money and that will affect how much you pay somebody. Medicaid does not give out so much money that will affect how much you pay that caregiver who's working that case. Even in Medicaid, different waiver programs pay differently. There are some waiver programs that pay less than others, and you pay accordingly. You have to look at your profit margin. When you get what you get, let's say you are being reimbursed $30, what you're making is $30 per hour. for each client, you do know that's not your profit, right? Yes. Can you put it in the chat for those of you who already have an agency? If you are getting $30 an hour for a client, you do understand $30 is not your money. That's not your profit. Because out of $30, okay, thank you. Tonight says yes. Hope says yes. A fraction of that will go to your employee. And don't forget that you are an employee as well. Says listening. Jackson One Home Care. Hello. I saw you follow and like one of my yes, she'll send it to you today, Madam Andre. Grace is in here. She's listening. Hey, Doreen, thank you so much for grabbing your heart me. I appreciate you. Gracie, thank you, Sukil. I appreciate that. Sukil, let me tell you something. When I see your name, Sukil Suzuki, so our second daughter, hey, Purity, good to see you. Our second daughter, we call her Zuzu. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, did Zuzu join? I know she's at work this morning. Dorini says, just popping in to show love. I'm taking care of my mom. It's okay. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Hey, Jaleesa, good to see you. Good to see you. So when you charge, maybe if Medicaid is reimbursing you $30 or $37, Jaleesa, thank you for that, Rose. Love Jesus always and try for everything. Oh, thank you, Dorini. So you understand that money, you're now going to go pay your employee. Again, you are an employee. So whatever you're doing, you must be on that payroll too. And that's one big thing we're going to be talking about with my Deluxe Success Club in our next, maybe we'll just do a thing in between. We won't wait for the club meeting, especially when people start to set themselves up. Doreen, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate it, because sometimes we forget that you are an employee and you are putting in more hours than anyone else in your business. Everybody else may clock in for their 8 hours. Thank you for the share. I appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. God says new. I'm waiting for my home care license to start and don't know what to expect. Good. Congratulations, God. Guys, you can start by subscribing to our TikTok Success Club. If you like, I come on and I do teaching all the time. If you want to be part of the Deluxe Club, the Deluxe Club is out of here. We have the group on WhatsApp and I walk the steps with them. We challenge each other, sort of encourage each other, and I help them, get ready for marketing and all that stuff and what they need to know to move from point A to point B. Matt, my job says, hi, doctor. You haven't called my name. Hey, May Jobs, how are you? But listen, I may call your name wrong. My Jobs, is that how you say it? I didn't see you. Things run so fast on here. Okay, so let's go back to money. So when you put yourself, he says, thank you, you're welcome. When you put yourself on your payroll, you then work as if you are an employee. Hey, Pocahontas. Good to see you. You work as though you're an employee of whatever the name of your company is, okay? That way you don't cheat yourself. So that $30 that you just made, let's break it down. You pay your staff, who is actually the direct producer, who is working the job. $30. Remember, we're making $30. So can I be a part of the WhatsApp group? Yes, you may. There is a link on and how to do a one-on-one. Everyone right here, when you go, and I encourage you to subscribe to our TikTok Success Club. That's just a part of a way you know when I'm coming on. You come on with our training on Sundays as well. So right here, when you go up to my bio, there is a link for you to schedule your one-on-one with me. There is also a free guide for those who have not started yet, a checklist, even those who've started, just to see where you are. there is a link there for the class that we're having, the webinar we're having next week Saturday, on how to register yourself for contract and get contract ready. So please get it done so that by Wednesday we should be sending out messages to everyone. We have 25 spots. We should be sending out messages to everyone to let you know what you need to bring with you to that webinar. Because during that webinar, you are going to be registered for a sam.gov account. And you are going to, once we get information ahead of time to know which state you are in, we will have information prepared on how you can access the individual available contracts in your state. And so it's going to be a very rich webinar. And it's for 4 hours. I don't know. My nose is getting mad. I don't know. My nose is like, you're giving them too much information already. And I think that's what my nose is. So on here, when you go up there, you can click it. It is $147 for that contract readiness class. You can search online. You will find that those classes are like 1,000 and 2,000. The least I've ever seen is like $1,500, but it's $147. You come on, but you must be registered by Wednesday, so that by Wednesday you can get the information for your individual state, and you can receive the information on what you need to have ready, so that we can walk you through how to register for your sam.gov account and how to look at your county to see where the contracts are, so that you know how to bid for it. We're going to go through the different contract terminologies, what is an RFP, and all of those things, and how do you bid, okay, and what documents you need in order to qualify to be able to bid and win contracts for your agency. All right, that's an announcement. I would rush. When I was a new home care agency owner, I paid $2,000. It was $1,999, but tell me the other penny, it's $2,000. Tonight, the webinar is next week Saturday. We announced it in the chat. Are you looking at the chat? Everybody was having issues. I mean, I think it's Kami that was saying she couldn't see the pin messages yesterday. So Grace and I last night migrated everyone to WhatsApp community. And so thank you. Crystal says, I cannot wait. Yes. And as of yesterday, Crystal, I got a call to bid on a contract in one of those counties that I mentioned, but I'm going to pass that one because I wouldn't be able to do it. But those are things I could share with other people, but you have to be contract ready in order to bid on those. It's from 2 to, what is it? From 9 to 2, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2 is 4, whatever. It's 4 hours, I think. It's Chris. I'm not in that WhatsApp community. I know it's the Deluxe Club. You're not in it. Grace will tell you all about it if you're not in it. But I encourage you to be in it. Sukil says she's in Canada. Oh, Sukil, just get some of this information and use it for Canada. You're welcome. So for those of you who just want to know the time, want to go ahead and sign up for it, go to my profile, click on my link tree right there. The link, you will see all the stuff I have available. The free checklist is at the bottom. Consultation link is on there, and so on and so forth. I figured out link tree, y'all. I didn't know how to do it before, but now I'm just like, go girl, you're an expert. Gracie says, I'm not in that WhatsApp community. I got you, girl. Oh, Grace got you. Doctor, I live in Atlanta, Joe. Ooh, May Jobs, you live in Atlanta? How can I see you? Gracie? Talk to my sister, and Gracie's in here. That's my baby who makes it all possible. So talk to her. The first step that she'll tell you is go here and schedule that appointment. When you schedule it, let Gracie know that you want to do it in person, and she will make that happen. Which part of Atlanta or Georgia? Are you in Atlanta? Or what county are you in? We are in Lawrenceville. And yes, you can definitely come see me in person. But you need to start by scheduling so that we know how to walk it for you to come in, okay? You're in Fairburn. That's not too far. I think we have clients in Fairburn County too. I'm not sure. But yes, you can definitely schedule. Go right there, click on that link and schedule your one-on-one. And then Grace will make it possible for you to come. Gracie says on the bio and schedule your appointment. I'll follow up with you. Okay. Thank you, Gracie. So let's go back to these 30 bucks. Right. $30. See that? That's the dollar sign. Don't mind my handwriting. $30. Everybody's gonna eat from these $30. Your caregiver is gonna eat from these $30. You gonna eat from these $30. If you have office staff, right, which you should, even in this beginning, Gracie say, yes, we do have clients in Fairburn. Okay, we do. So you see these three people, and this office staff can be more than two, more than three, depending on how big your agency is. So this is how you make a decision on how to pay. That's how you break down your finances. And a lot of people never ever think about that. Everybody's just like, you're gonna get 30 bucks. Why do you need this? And then 30 bucks is gonna be no, 30 bucks is no 30 bucks. I'm sorry. Yes. Madam Andre says, oh my God. And we're gonna do another teaching on how you manage and how you break down your finances a little bit more. I'm going to be having some webinars all the time, some trainings, so that people can really understand, because I think that is the thing. Not understanding the finances of the business is one of the things that break people down, and then they are quick to sell or quick to run away because they didn't understand what they were doing. So then you pay yourself. So with this $30 now, having seen how many people are going to eat from this is just 1 hour. Keep in mind, $30 per hour. Considering how many people are going to eat from this $30, how much then do you think we should pay a caregiver? Put it in the chat. How much should we pay a caregiver? If all of us are eating from $30, you are eating from $30. There is so many that goes into that, right? I'm just giving you one aspect of how you think about that. How much should we pay? Should we pay 15 or should we pay 20? I'm going to make it easy. TT says 13. Should we pay 15 or 20? Okay. 17. Mimi says 17. Great Provider says 15. Okay. How much more? Come on now. We're 29 or 30 people. How much should we pay? Come on. 15. 29 says 15. Crystal says 15. Okay. Come on, people. IDNWTTY24. Thanks for joining. William says 18. William's very generous. Mine says 18. Mine's very generous. $18 per hour. Okay. Angie Larry says 14. Madam Andre says depends on the state. That's another element you're bringing in, Madam Andre. Jackson says 14. Okay. So that's another element that you're bringing into that. So there is that element of what is appropriate considering the living expense in each state. But regardless, we're just looking at the number. We're not looking at all the other stuff, Titi. Yes, Titi says depending on but we're not looking at those other issues. We're not looking at those other elements. We're very focused on just 30 bucks. We're not looking at other things at this moment. Yes, there are other things to consider. There are other things like what is the way that money is being done in your state, what is the living expenses and all of that. But look at the money. $15 sounds like a good place. But if you have more hours, that's another level of what you think about, is how many hours are you getting? So we're getting paid $30 per hour. Then if we are getting 40 hours a week, that puts us in another good place, because when you look at how much you're going to make a week, you're like, well, we're going to get $40. For those of you on YouTube, bear with me. I'm multiplying $40 a week. So 40 multiplied by 30, 40 hours a week, that's $1,200 a week from this one client. So $1,200 a week is what you're getting from this one client. Then you're going to consider the distance. So you're going to say, okay, now $1,200 a week at $30 per hour. That sounds like a good place to be. So maybe we can do $17 per hour, because your office staff How much are you paying your office staff? Who's doing your scheduling? Who is probably in the beginning helping you with marketing? And all your staff should know how to market. That's a whole nother webinar, a whole nother training. The things that I'm going over with my Deluxe Club members about not paying an outsider who doesn't know you, doesn't understand your mission, doesn't understand what drives your company, and they're marketing for 200,000 other people. They cannot focus on what makes your agency your agency. So you're going to pay the staff in the office maybe another $17 an hour, and you're going to pay yourself. Unless you're going to pay the staff in the office when you're beginning $15 an hour. Money's about gone. But then there is power in numbers. So you shift that. Just okay, maybe at the end, what profit is left over in that $30 is $2. But then $2 multiplied by 40. That's then your net profit by the time you finish paying everybody. Yeah, I know. It's profitable, but it's how you do it. And so you then have to consider, if this person is now giving me 40 hours a week and I'm only getting, hello, Yvonne. Madam Andre is not a bad thing. Yeah, but if you don't understand what I'm trying to drive at is how you prepare your groundwork. Because if you don't understand how it works, you're going to hire someone out of desperation and you're going to say, I'm going to pay you $25 an hour. And you know what the caregivers now do? Everywhere they, oh, my old agency paid me $25 an hour. And like someone came over, an LPN did an interview, called our office. They called and said, and this happens to us all the time. They call our office and they say, I have a client. This client will follow me anywhere I want to go. And I'm bringing this client to you. Are you going to pay me $37 an hour? And my daughter, who is the HR and the administrator, she was like, no, I don't think so. We're going to pay you what we pay LPNs. And when she came to talk to me about it, my thing is this: she's bringing a client from another agency. That means she's going to be taking that client to another agency should we do something that she is displeased with. And she's going to use that client to hold us. So I don't play that game. I don't do that. I'll get my own clients and you come and you work. If you are coming and a client wants to follow you to the agency, that client is not your client, is the agency's client. And so we operate from that place. We let you understand we all own all the clients. And so the way we operate is different because you don't want someone because you're desperate for clients. Listen to me very carefully for those of you that are new to the business. Don't allow someone to use a client. I'm bringing you a client and hold you hostage. Understand your policies, understand your procedures, understand what they should and they should not do. And they should not be taking clients from other people. And if you encourage that, they will take them from you as well in a minute, in a heartbeat, and they will keep walking. And after a while, that client's going to be tired of following them everywhere. That's what I always tell people. Be mindful what you do. Okay. I'm going to stop and drink coffee while y'all tap. I think it's time to take a tap break, right? And if you haven't grabbed your heart me, I have a 12 o'clock appointment today, a 12 o'clock one-on-one consultation. So we will be done in the next few minutes. Please tap for me, please. And if you have not grabbed your heart me, there's at any time, we're between 29 and 30 something in this room, please grab your heart me, be a part of my fan club. I will so appreciate you. And the heart me is a penny. I'm giving you very important information that you would pay to go to a webinar to grab. So if I am doing that, I ask of you to not only tap, share, but grab your heart me. The heart me is what says to you, it's a TikTok etiquette. And I've never gone into anybody's room and not do that. So grab a heart me, tap the screen. Okay. Ade, how are you, Ade? Haven't seen you in a while. We've been talking money. Where have you been? And he says, Ade will lose their subscription benefits soon. Ade said, I'm fine. Well, it's good to see you. Occasion, thank you for joining. Ade, have you started your business yet? Or what's up with you? What's going on? You just disappeared. Every now and then you stop by. I'm hoping it's the same Ade that I'm talking to. If it's another Ade, just take it, pretend like we know each other. Pretend like it's you. Okay. He says, not yet, not yet. All right. He's laughing. It's like if it's not the same Ade, just say it is me, Dr. B. It is me. Thank you. I so appreciate that. He's like, it is me. So thank you for accepting. Before we think that the mean old pause has paused my brain. Y'all tap, 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 tap. And if you have not grabbed a heart me, grab a heart me. If you have not engaged with each other, please do so. A business community, just like I told you about my friend who called me yesterday, we became friends through the Goldman Sachs business community, and we are a strong community. We encourage each other, elevate each other, send messages to every each other. I mean, so one, yeah, I did. So you're one of those people that made me go from free to charging people. And now we don't have no more free appointment. I'm just messing with you. But there were people would just they would schedule this appointment. Maybe it was you. You laughing too much. They would schedule this appointment, y'all, on YouTube. This is what's been happening to me. They schedule, I have like 30 people, and I do not take people's time for granted. So Gracie and I, we move the schedule around, and I wait and I wait. And nobody shows up for that appointment. Can you imagine that? So we went to a paid appointment. My heart feels more at peace because I'm like, somebody, when you pay your $50, it's going to make you show up because you don't want to lose your money, right? And that's for serious minded people who really want to come talk to me about business because I'm all about that. Well, maybe in relationships and love and all of that too. So I'm going to start bringing people up here. We're going to stop here for today. And if you have questions, I saw that there was somebody requesting to come up. What I usually do is just invite you up, and you can, if you have a question or you have something you want to say, I just sent you an invite as well. I don't know how many people. It allows me to invite as many people as I can, and then it will say no more. So just come up. We're going to talk briefly for a minute so that I can get off and be prepared for my next for my appointment at 12 o'clock. Hey Ade, how are you?
I'm fine, are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to see you. Thank you for saying it's me. It was the same Ade. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Hey Crystal, how are you?
Hello, Doc. Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good, good. Excited about next week Saturday.
Yes, you should be. It's some great information. In fact, when I mentioned that I was going to be doing this, and another consultant had asked me how much money was I going to charge, and I said, and she was like, "You are crazy. That's not how much we paid." And I said, "Well, that's how I roll. I roll with a lot of craziness. That's just how I roll. But this is going to be very beneficial. And I think for someone in your position who is about to start, this gets you like a foundational knowledge, because it took me a while, especially the county, the city contracts. For a long time, I didn't know that it existed. It wasn't until maybe 5 years into my business that I found that out. I was like, what? But I knew about the county, the school nursing contracts. I was doing those, and then I found out about the community contracts, and I was like, whoa! So we all had to pay $1,999. I know how much I spent on stuff, and to go through, and it was the class we went, and everything wasn't so clear. I had to go back to the next class. So I'm very excited. You guys are going to get some good information. Very excited too. Hello, Anna. How are you?
I'm good. How
Good.
are you?
I'm doing well. Good to see you. Thank you for always being very supportive. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I
Hey,
don't have no.
go ahead.
I said I don't have no question.
No, thank you for coming up here just to sit here with me. Whoops, that's something.
I declined it. Then you sent it
I
again. I
sent
said,
again. I'm like, you better come up here. Hi, William. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. I'm here sitting out thinking how I will spend the $2 to help with her.
Yeah, that is so funny. I think that's what Madame Andre was thinking too, because I saw Gina. Gina did a face emoji. I'm like, yes, but the 2 hours add up. That's the thing about home care. And I think those intricate little things, we're going to be talking more about it in the Deluxe Club about how you make your money because it's in the numbers. And you will talk to some people who tell you there's no money to be made in home care because they're breaking down and looking at just like what in this moment, this is what I make. But they don't understand that there's several ways that those income come out to be a big deal. So we're gonna be, you guys are gonna be okay. I've done it for a decade. If it wasn't good, I would have told you it wasn't good. I would have been like, go find you something else, find another avenue. Don't do it. But that's why you want to when you're admitting a client and they say to you, I just want services for 1 hour a day. You're like, we do not accept services less than 4 hours a day. And this is something that a lot of people don't understand because at 3 hours a day, number one, unless you have them in an assisted living facility, that's a whole other thing we're going to be talking about because then you're thinking about how long it's going to take you or your caregiver to drive to provide this service. You're thinking about gas money. You're thinking about how much you're charging. And if someone insists that they really must have 3 hours a day, you know you're not going to charge the same amount of money. It's going to be different. And those are things I'm going to teach you guys how to make that work for you. So you're okay.
Okay, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome. If anybody else has